So I ended up finding the end of the second game. It was actually on another file, so I'll just do a little commentary on the end here and finish that off first before we get into game three. And it's just me again trying to go for the promotion. Yeah, and I ended up getting it. He just he didn't think I could take that piece for whatever reason, and now I'm a lot more comfortable with my situation. He's just getting eaten up. He just doesn't have enough time to think. He only has 5 seconds while I have a minute. And I'm going to get this checkpoint. This checkmate. It's coming. I do get it. And so I kind of set up like the double barrel shotgun checkmate that's coming, and that's pretty much it. He asked for a draw. He ain't gonna get it. This is a good game, and we embrace each other off of a game well played. And so, yep, that's game two. And the next game we play is actually a 1 minute blitz game. This one, when it comes to time, it's really important. You need to be able to play something you're familiar with. You can't. It's not a game to play anything tricky. You want to develop, you know, well, something familiar, something that you know, and and then when you're developed, that's when you can kind of take maybe a few seconds to think about your moves, but you should not be thinking about anything complicated in the opening. It's the opening. You should be playing uh, your game super quick. You shouldn't be doing anything complicated. You shouldn't be losing any time in the opening. You want pieces to be just done and ready to go. So when the mid game starts, you have a few seconds to think where you're going to attack, and then you can kind of go from there. At the same time, though, you do want to play something that is maybe unfamiliar to your opponent. Anything that you can do to make your opponent think like, oh, I haven't seen this before, or what do I do here? That's good for these type of games. You want that. And so if you can, we don't do that in this game, but if you can play something that's familiar to you and unfamiliar to your opponent, that you know though well, that would be a good opening and plays to do. If you don't have a chess clock, I recommend you guys get one. It allows both players to play on even footing as far as time. It sucks when one person is allowed more time than the other, and it feels like you don't play equally. So I definitely recommend you get one. And here it just shows that I'm setting up for the Ruy Lopez opening. It's one that he hasn't played against much. He's played against it a lot, but not as much as maybe the Queen's Gambit. So I decided to go with this one for this game. It took a while to get used to playing blitz games. James was actually better than me at the beginning, and it took a while for me to get used to blitz and in order to play instinctively like he does, like blitz chess demands. So it does take some time. It's nothing you could just like jump into and play. And even playing online, I still get my ass kicked. So practice makes perfect. So he brings his knight in, and it's an aggressive play. Obviously, it's in my house, and it's really early, and so he's given up it's a knight sacrifice in order to open up the h file for his rook, trying to make some kind of early play against my king, seeing maybe if he can get like a quick checkmate or at least put me into some really awkward positions. I'm hesitant to take. I'm not sure if that's what I want to do, but eventually I do decide to take it. I think whatever he's trying to do is a little more complicated than he realizes, and I just don't think he'll definitely be eating away time in order to get that off. At least that's what I'm thinking, and so I decide to take. I'm hoping that I'm like this might be a little too complicated for him to do it. I don't think he'll have the time. I think I can develop my pieces more before you can really set up something good on that side. and at the very end, at the very least, I can defend against it. I know that's what he's going for, and now I can plan my strategy in order to protect that better. Like I know his strategy now, and I could maybe prevent him from doing what he believes that he'll be able to do easy. So I ended up deciding to take it. And what this move did more than anything was eat up my time, because it was a move that I had to think about, and obviously I'm losing like 10 seconds just thinking about it, so it did some damage to me for sure. Now I know I just said knights on the rim are dim, and here I am with a knight on the rim. But I didn't want to move it on the other side of the board to kind of get protection from the pawn that being attacking it. I wanted to be close to my king because I felt the pressure, so I ended up doing it. And sometimes it's okay, but just know it's not the best place to put it. Well, there goes that idea of the rook kind of sitting back and threatening me. I don't know why he gave it up. Maybe he didn't think I could take it, but I took it, and he just lost the piece for no reason. It would have been better for him to just leave it there, but maybe he just got overzealous trying to get like a quick checkmate. He's really aggressive. Definitely when he plays, he's a really aggressive player, and sometimes he just gets caught up in the attack, and I think that's what happened here. So he moves the pawn up, but it's not protected by anything. I can easily take with the bishop. He didn't see the bishop there, I'm guessing, and so I just took it. It's a free piece for me. And here he gets confused on what color he was playing. So he thought he was, I don't know, he made a mistake, so he took my piece, and I thought it was pretty funny. What is he doing? And with my rook down on the F file, I'm able to check the king while being protected. I don't have to worry about it. And I'm just eating away at his defense right now. He can't castle, and that's good for me. I bring my queen out in a more active position, and I'm just like wrecking it now. Just constantly checking him, constantly taking his pieces. Right here, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm just going back and forth. There's just taking and another check. Took the piece, another check, another move that allows. And I'm just constantly being on the attack, just trying to eliminate squares that the king can go. But this is actually a very interesting position. The most interesting position that happened in the game, because he takes my bishop with his rook, and he ignores the fact that my rook is actually attacking his queen, and so he's going to lose his queen because of this. Now in the short game, he made the mistake. I'll go out on a limb and say on the short game, the game that we're playing, the 1 minute blitz, he made a mistake and lost his queen. On the long game, though, this is actually the best move he could have done, was to take the bishop. And the reason why I say this is because it's checkmate in 2, and he doesn't realize it. Or at least I don't believe he realized it. I really think he just made the mistake, but he can come out and let me know if it was real or not, if it was intentional or not. But the next play the queen could do is come to c7, and that checks the king, and the queen is protected by the bishop. The only spots that the king can go to from here is a7 and a6 and a8, both of which are going to be checkmate in the next move, because the queen can go to a7, and that will be checkmate. There's nowhere for the king to go, and that would be a win. And I most definitely would have saw that in a long game, but in a short game, I have to be honest, I don't know if I would have seen that. So I would say in a short game like this, maybe he made the mistake, and maybe I wouldn't have seen it. In the longer game, he definitely did the best move, because it would have been checkmate next. So do we give James props for seeing it? Did he make a blunder? I'll let you guys decide on that one. So here comes the check of the king, and he'll use his bishop to block, but it doesn't block. I'm just going to take it. Yep, gone. And here it's pretty much a descent downwards. It's me just trying to find the best line to checkmate him in. And so from here, it's um, he's he's trying to take away my he's trying to take away my checkmate by ending on time. I wouldn't I wouldn't be denied, so I took it myself. Was I in the right to move his piece, knowing fully well that he was in checkmate and he was just trying to run out the time so I wouldn't get the checkmate? He's arguing his case. Um, I'll let you guys argue that as well. I think I'm in the clear. I think I'm right. I think I'm justified. You know, the son of a bitch trying to deny me. But but another good game with James. These like I keep saying before, these 1 minute games, they're fast, they're fun, but it's really hard to learn from them. It's really hard to like come in and break it down. We can learn from this video, but to play it, I mean, you don't got time to notate it. If you want to play these games on like chess.com's app where it records the moves, that's fine. At least you can go back and see your mistake. But it's really hard to really learn and be better from these shorter games. Though they're fun and you can get more games of them, they definitely shouldn't be a substitute for being better at the game. You really should take your time, play longer games. I suggest playing like day games where moves can be made in 24 hours on chess.com app, in order to like reflect on your move and take as much time as you want. You want to find the best move, not just good moves. And so that's the end of game 3 and the end of my commentary for a while until we record some more videos. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope I was able to kind of put some of the moves that I do in perspective and some of the moves that James did in my thinking on it, you know, how I approach it. And hopefully, you know, you can take some of that. Maybe you guys can tell me some things too as well, things that I didn't catch. And so that's it, game 3, and hopefully I can bring more commentary next time.